So yesterday the Packers had one thing we need to go right. We still have many other things that need to happen, but we needed the Seahawks to lose 2 of their final 4 games. Yesterday, the 49ers faced off against the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football, and the 49ers got the victory, meaning the Seahawks took the L, which now means in the Seahawks' remaining 3 games, we need them to lose at least 1 game to still have a chance at making the playoffs. So thank you, 49ers. Thank you, Brock Purdy, for giving the Seahawks an L. Brock Purdy, the 49ers defense, the 49ers look really, really good. And to think that Brock Purdy, 7th-round pick, is in there doing what he's doing, it's pretty incredible. And so now going forward, that's just one small thing that has gone our way. We still need the Packers to win all 4 games, which could be asking a lot considering how this season has gone for us so far. But I have my fingers crossed. First stop, Monday night against the Rams at Lambeau Field. We need to pull off that victory. But then the other things besides the Seahawks losing one of the next 3, which honestly seems likely considering the Seahawks have lost to the Panthers last week and now this week to the 49ers. Their defense has been absolutely terrible, one of the worst in the NFL. And so I have a pretty good feeling that the Seahawks will lose at least 1 more game of their final 3. But now the other thing that could be a little more challenging outside of the Packers winning their final 4 games. We need the Giants or the Commanders to lose 3 of their final 4 games. With them playing each other this week, if the Giants lose or if the Commanders lose, it would probably be easier for whichever team loses to hopefully root against them, because let's say the Giants lose to the Commanders on Sunday or Saturday, whichever day they play. If the Giants lose, that means they've lost 1, which means we now need them to lose only 2 of the final 3 games. Correct? Yeah, that's correct. So hopefully whichever team loses on Sunday between the Commanders and the Giants, hopefully that team continues to lose. And honestly, I need to do a little bit more digging to see exactly who everyone's playing after that, but I sort of feel like the Giants losing is more likely. The Commanders seem to have been doing an okay job the past month or so, and so I may be rooting for the Commanders coming up on Sunday. But to see the Seahawks, take an L, it was great last night to see that happen. Unfortunately, I have a fantasy team in the playoffs, and I was facing off against George Kittle, who got like 25 points. So that wasn't the greatest part. But at least as a Packers fan, we got to watch the Seahawks take an L. And I sitting here with the Packers with the odds so low. I think the odds moved up to 13% for us to make the playoffs. Can you just imagine if we actually made the playoffs? How crazy that would be? Because if we make the playoffs, this is what it means. It means the Packers won their final 4 games, which means the defense probably played somewhat good if we're facing the Dolphins, the Vikings. That means the defense is playing good. It means the offense is probably playing somewhat good, and everything else went our way. And if that happens, we'll be sitting in a nice position. But that is still somewhat unlikely, but I will be rooting for it until the moment we are, finally eliminated from the playoffs, because, yes, of course, if we lose the rest of our games, we'll have a better draft position, but why would I just can never root for the Packers to lose just so they get a higher draft position. It's obviously, if you don't make the playoffs, you're well, we should have lost all our games. We would have gotten the top pick. But at the same time, I'm not going to root for the Packers to lose. I'm going to root for them to win regardless. Even if they are out of the playoffs in the next couple of weeks, if they lose, I'm still not going to root for a Packers L. It's just not in my DNA to root for the Packers to lose. I just don't think I can do it. So let's hope everything falls our way. The Packers start off hot on Monday, feel great going into the rest of the season, and we pull off some victories against the Vikings, Dolphins, and Lions. One other thing. The Lions, because I think they're a game ahead of us right now, we do play them I think is it the final week, I believe? And things get a little dicey. If the Packers win their final 4 games, if the Lions win all their games besides against the Packers, I believe they will be tied, which means there's some other tiebreakers that have to happen. So it'd be easier also if the Lions also lose 1 more game besides losing to the Packers. But it's pretty crazy. It's sort of a big puzzle trying to figure out what's going to happen, but there's a chance. So that's the reason for hope. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see my second NFL channel, I dropped a video on there earlier today, so feel free to go check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.